Khan, hey, Shalom. First, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Kwakadash, Yahweh, who the word when calls God, Yahweh Shai, who the word when calls Jesus. I want to give a double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone. Christ taught me this truth. I want to give a peace and blessings to the Akim, Christ the four corners of the earth, and teach this truth and risk the life to do so. It's going to be a quick video. Lord, when the video's edifying. Lord, when Akim gets something from this video. Quick video through the Spirit. I'm going to grab a couple precepts here. In Psalms 58, I'm going to start at verse 3. I'm going to get what I got highlighted. I've been through this, I surfed on this chapter before. But I'm just going to kind of go over. I haven't got into it in a while. So I just, want to revisit it. It's always good to revisit it. It's always good to stay freshened up on things, prophecy, the things to come, right? Because being in Babylon, sometimes, with everything going on in your life, you will have battles, against the flesh. And you will have thoughts of, like, damn, when this shit gonna happen? You know what I'm saying? When this shit gonna end? Like, and you are not to get impatient, man. You know what I'm saying? You are not to draw back. You got to think, man, like, if I ever have them thoughts, scriptures come to my head, man. Throw a tarry, wait for it. It will come. You know what I'm saying? It shall not tarry. It's going to come as a thief in the night. We are not of them that draw back unto perdition, but of them that believe in the saving of the soul. These are scriptures you got to think about. And one thing that helped, too, it helped me, if I'm having them thoughts, is the time. You got to realize, man, the Lord don't work on our time. The Lord works on his time. Everything is on his time. You know what I mean? And, we was in ancient Egypt for 400 plus years, man. You know what I'm saying? And, matter of fact, let me get the exact. According to the Bible, how long was Israelites captive in Egypt? I think it was like 400. It was like 430 years. Okay. 430 years. Okay. So you got to think. It says, now the sojourning of the children of Israel who dwelt in Egypt was 430 years. So Exodus 12 and 40. So you got to remember, man, like, that's a long time. Bros, we've been in the truth. Some bros a year, some bros 5 years, some bros 10 years, some bros 20, some bros 30 plus. You know what I mean? And, that's not really, when you look in the hindsight of things, to us human, it might seem like a long time, which it is on a human level. But, when you understand how time works with the Most High, it's really not a long time. You know what I mean? And you can't get impatient, and one thing that'll keep you from getting impatient is obviously rehearsing, going over the scriptures and remembering the scriptures and faith. You know what I'm saying? Having faith, seeing that this current society, this current rulership is going down. Okay? It's going down, man. So don't lose patience, don't lose hope, don't lose faith in this, man. Don't lose don't lose your patience, man, because ain't nothing to turn back to. This world is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And if you turn back, it'll be worse for you. You know what I mean? 7 more demons clean on your ass, and now you really fucked up. So, be fighting for your crown for real. You know what I'm saying? Don't let no situation, don't let nothing take your crown, man. You know what I'm saying? don't let it happen. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you got to stay in the scripture, stay reading the articles, stay so you can link up articles with prophecy. You know what I'm saying? We know what to look for. The Lord told us what to look for. You know what I'm saying? Upon His return. You know what I mean? So it's not like we shooting in the dark. We know what to look for, right? And everything that these articles are happening. I just read, two different articles. One about, Putin calling Putin calling the captain of NATO little pig, and something about missiles, which I haven't read all the way into the article, which I probably just should real quick. Con is 1044. Call Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Spiritual numbers, man. You know what I mean? What's it like it? Get back. All right. It says Putin calls NATO leader Little Pig as he deploys missiles minutes from major capital. A chilling warning echoed from Moscow as Russian President Vladimir Putin unleashed a barrage of hostile rhetoric and strategic threats that sent shockwaves across Europe. Speaking before senior defense officials, Putin abandoned diplomatic restraint, openly mocking Western leaders and singing out Britain's Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer with a demeaning insult. His words were not merely crude, they were calculated. It says his words were not merely crude, they were calculating, signaling a growing contempt for the Western order and a willingness to escalate for beyond words. Putin accused the United States and its allies of deliberately steering the world toward conflict, claiming the war in Ukraine was engineered as a part of a broader campaign to dismantle Russia. In his telling, European leaders have surrendered their sovereignty obediently, following Washington, even at the cost of their own nation's security. He framed this allegiance as fatal miscalculation, declaring that the West's attempts to crush Russia have failed and will continue to fail. It says the timing of Putin's remarks was no coincidence, as European leaders prepared to meet and discuss further funding for Ukraine's Moscow message was unmistakable. Russia is watching and it is prepared to respond. While paying lip service to the idea of dialogue, Putin dismissed current European leadership as illegitimate and incapable of reason, portraying them as ideologists steering their nations. Is that ideologies? Steering their nations toward disaster. The most unsettling revelation came with confirmation that Russia intends to deploy a new missile system known as Oreshnik onto Belarusian soil. Let me look up this word. I don't know how to say this. Hold on, man. It's like it. Pace. People who strongly adhere to promote or enforce a specific ideology, a rigid system of beliefs. About politics, religion, society, or economics. Simple definition. An ideologue is someone who is deeply committed to a belief system, interprets reality through that ideology first, often above evidence or nuance, pushes ideas, not flexibility, key traits, rigid thinking. Low tolerance. Examples. Extremists. I get it. It says this move would place weapons of immense destructive potential just minutes from Western Europe's heartlands. London, along with other major European capitals, would no longer be distant geopolitical abstractions, but immediate targets in a rapidly shrinking window of warning. By positioning these missiles near NATO's eastern border, Russia would dramatically compress response times, creating a climate of constant tension and uncertainty. So, really, again, wars, rumors of wars, really confusion, really like just disagreements upon these powerhouses. You know what I mean? And the more that happens, the more likely, feud is going to happen, which feud is going to happen according to prophecy. Okay? So these are things you have to go into and look at to stay sharp, to keep your mind, on scripture, on prophecy. You know what I'm saying? On things to come, because if you don't, then, you could, these thoughts can start creeping in, and then it'll make you walk a little harder, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't give Satan no ammo, man, to the best of your ability. It says swarm of UFOs seen hovering over power station in Wyoming for more than a year. So, we understand that, they call them UFOs, but we understand that those are chariots of the Lord that's coming, to deliver and to destroy this rulership, man, to help destroy this rulership. Okay? So, hey, these are things to come, man. You know what I'm saying? It's not a game. It's not a joke. It says a gathering storm is brewing that could pull Russia and China into a direct conflict with America. See, like, bros don't have end time headlines. I suggest you download it because you could get a lot of news that's not, broadcasted on these major platforms, but are still major. You know what I'm saying? That you could kind of go into them. Hollywood Disclosure and the coming of great deception. So, I mean, you got things that's going on, and rather like they try to play with UFOs and all that and make it seem like like it's green men with big head and all this shit. And man, we understand what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's you people who are fooled because you're not in the scriptures. You don't understand the Bible. You know what I'm saying? We understand it. Okay? Through the grace and the power of Yahweh Shah. This is Psalms 58:3. This is the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as they be born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear. It says, which will not hearken to the voice of charmers, charming never so wisely, right? So their poison is spread throughout the earth, right? Their philosophies, their way of living, their rulership, right? Their laws, you know what I'm saying? It's spread throughout the earth. It says, which will not hearken to the voice of charmers, charming never so wisely, break their teeth. Their teeth represents power. O Yahweh, in their mouth break out the great teeth of the young lions, O Lord Yahweh. Let them melt away as waters, which run continually when he bendeth his bow to shoot his arrows. Let them be as cut in pieces. And we understand that this place is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear missiles, right? And that's the end of World War III. You know what I'm saying? What scriptures mention World War III. Okay? Let me go down to 10. It says, the righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked. And remember, righteousness is immortal, not wickedness. Righteousness is immortal. Okay? Right. Immortal, I think it's in Sirach. Wisdom of Solomon, there we go. Right here. Wisdom of Solomon 1:15, it says, for righteousness is immortal. Right? People, brag about being, wickedness and all this shit, but it ain't nothing to brag about, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't nothing to even be happy about. It ain't nothing to be bragging about. None of that shit. Okay? Because, evil and wickedness is why we're in the position we're in now. Our people. Fucked up. Okay? It says, the righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked. So that a man shall say, verily, which verily means truly, there is a reward for the righteous. Verily, he is a most high, a power that judgeth in the earth. And the most high is a judge, the ultimate judge. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, as far as the meek shall inherit the earth. Right now, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, so everything is wicked. That's why that poison is spread across. Right? But the meek is who? Jake. Jake, man. Okay? You know? That's why Wisdom of Solomon, the second chapter, it says, well, let us oppress the poor righteous man, for he is not far I turn, roughly paraphrasing the scripture. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that whole, when you go to Wisdom of Solomon, the second chapter, which bros could go to and read it, you know, that give you the whole mindset of the wicked elite. You know what I'm saying? You know, and really Edomites as well. You know what I'm saying? The greed, you know, how their mindset works. They don't fear, you know, the Most High. You know what I mean? They brag like Doeg. What did King David tell Doeg? He was like, man, you know, your people don't even have mercy coming. You're going to be wiped off the face of the earth. You know what I'm saying? Like, how wicked are they for the Lord to make them extinct? And there should be no more remaining of the house of Esau. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers is wicked, man. Okay? And they practice things that make you sick to your stomach, man. Okay? Hey, so with that, man, let me do this edifying lonely. I can got something from this video. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Rakakadash, and let's keep pushing on to the next. Shalom.